Hey, it's Marina, Travel Experta. Today, we're going to be talking about the widest tree in the world outside of Oaxaca, Mexico. Are you guys ready for an adventure? Let's begin. El Tule, or Arbol de Tule, Tree of Tule, however you want to call it. It is literally the widest tree in the world, and it is one of the funnest day trips that you could do outside of Oaxaca because, first of all, it's pretty close, so it's not like a full day trip. You could do it in several hours depending how you go. I will tell you that in just a few seconds. And also, it's a big surprise when you get there. So we arrived to Oaxaca. I knew that I wanted to go and see the widest tree in the world. That's kind of cool. You know, usually when they're really wide trees, chances are it's a pretty old tree. And we also had our friends that came at the same time to Oaxaca. It was a family of 5. So altogether, we were 8 people. And I love to look through different tours and Airbnb experiences, and I noticed that there is a tour that is offered to go to El Tule on a bicycle. I was like, oh, we could do this on our own. We don't need an actual tour. So my husband and my son are huge bike lovers, and whenever my husband could get on a bike, he is all over it. So the second I mentioned this was probably like his biggest highlight other than climbing in Oaxaca, which I have an entire podcast on. Make sure you check it out. So anyway, so we rented bikes. The 8 of us rented bikes. I have an entire podcast about biking in Oaxaca. Please go and check it out because you'll be really surprised about biking in Oaxaca. So we ended up getting bikes, and we took the bike lane that leads all the way into El Tule. It's about 10 kilometers, but it's really flat. It's really easy to get to. So all I've heard about was about this tree. I didn't hear much else. I figured we'll get there, probably like a 45-minute ride, get some lunch, check out the tree, and head home. But when we arrived to see the tree is located in Santa Maria de El Tule. It's an actual little town. And all over Mexico, you could find these pueblos mágicos, meaning magic villages. This was probably the most magical of all because, first of all, it's tiny. It is so perfectly manicured that it's almost surreal. You feel like you just entered into a world, like a cartoon land, because it is just so perfectly manicured to the point where, and I am not kidding, that there are like guards, but not really like police, but guards telling no one can go on the grass or touch the plants. It's absolutely the weirdest thing, right? I mean, it's absolutely beautiful, but grass is meant to be walked on and enjoyed. And this is outside of where the actual tree is. So the way it is done is that there's this huge, beautiful, very manicured plaza, and at the other end of it is where the tree stands. And of course, right next to the tree is a church. The church obviously is claiming the tree. But to get inside to see the tree, you need to pay 20 pesos, which is around $1. And when you go in, I have to admit, this tree is impressive. I mean, it is so wide. It's huge wide. It's not tall as much as it is wide. It is a Montezuma cypress or aguacate type of a tree, and they say that it is aged at around 2,500 years of age. I mean, this tree is impressive. It is incredible. Really, like if you go to Oaxaca, if you could take a few hours out of your day to go to this little place, first of all, the village, it's so cute. Like it's just mind blowing. And the tree, it is impressive just to check it out. Anything to do with trees is a really special thing. And if you don't take a bike, super easy to get to either by public bus or if you take a taxi. It will not cost you more than like $10 each way. Super easy to get to. If you're taking a bike, it's about 45 minutes. If you're going by car, it's about 20 minutes. Probably by bus is the same as a bike, because they stop along the way. Really easy, really fun trip. Then after we checked out the Tree, the village is teensy tiny. They have this tiny little outdoor market where you could buy some, food at the food stalls. We found this really cool restaurant called Reinita. It's a couple of blocks off the main street, but it is this really colorful, beautiful Mexican style restaurant. It was actually impressively tasty and very affordable. Mexico overall, I have found to be incredibly affordable. Overall, it's probably definitely one of the cheapest countries south of the U.S., not touching South America by far. Anyways, so I cannot even tell you how much I recommend going and checking out El Tule, the tree, and making it just a fun time. Go there for lunch or just a coffee or just a nieve. Nieve is one of the popular things around Oaxaca to eat. Is like this flavored ice, but they make really interesting flavors for it as well. And if you guys have been there or have some other cool places that you visited around Oaxaca, please let me know. If you enjoyed this podcast, leave me a review, please. Share it with your friends. And remember to make every day an adventure.